So now we're in the Hongqi HS9. This is a big one. I mean, unless you're an American, or in this case a Chinese, this car isn't made for Europe. It's 5.2 meters long and 2.2 meters wide. It's huge in every sense of the word. The seats are among the most comfortable seats made by man, I think. I've been there now for the last all of 5. I had a short test of the car before, but these seats are well and truly incredibly comfortable. The headrests have a little pillow on them, and it's just... and it's quiet in here. The aircon is running, and that's most of the noise. You have, this is the big fat one with a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, and 550 horses, four-wheel drive, of course. It can pull 1500 kilos if you need to. Yeah, so we'll see. It's not currently in comfort, because that's what this car is for. It's not really a sports car. We're at 96%. It indicates 368 kilometers. I'm making this video with a new microphone, by the way. Hopefully the audio will be a bit better. I don't know yet, because I haven't listened to myself. This is a big car, but there's some peculiarities with it. Under the bonnet you can see this cover. Normally that's just plastic cover and there's nothing more to it. Well, in this case, someone, and this is made in Norway, so it's kind of making the car a little bit more expensive than it could have been. The car is being made with a Frunk there, under that cover. I don't think it's installed on this car though. It's not that big, maybe 100 liters or so. But it's enough for your cables and your gloves and your window washer fluid and whatever, you know, all the crap you normally carry around with you. And that's installed, like I said, here locally, which is brilliant. So Chinese will of course get around to make it themselves when they do so. Hongqi is not a new company. It's a bit like Zeal and all those old Soviet manufacturers that just made cars for the top brass of the government, of the party, as it were. This is the same thing. They've been making cars since 1958 or thereabouts. Because when we left, we had like what, 97% or something. Now we have 89. We have had an average consumption on 420 kilowatt hours, and that's a lot. That's I drive an electric van at work, and that's sort of what you get out of that on a winter's day. This is about the size of a van, so. There's some noise from the drivetrain, but not particularly much. Some noise also from the glass roof, which you can open if you want to. But all in all, this is a very cosseting place. It's really quiet and nice. And considering the tires this thing run, well, yeah. The infotainment system, they've updated it. They are running constant updates to improve things, and the Chinese manufacturer are really on the ball, as it were. They really are working quickly to make things, just constantly improve things, because they don't want this to be a disaster. I like the media interface here. It's all all on one side there. You can make your, you have your groups, and then you can make your you can go deep into each one. It's very simple, easy to understand, easy to navigate. Same with the instruments cluster. It's rather easy to use. The one thing you might want to know though is that to adjust your mirrors, you do that with the left side of the steering wheel, and you go into a menu and you can adjust your mirrors. The screen towards the passenger is for the passenger. It's an option extra, or well, it's standard on the 2 top models, I think. Very nice to use if you want someone to run navigation for you, or music, or whatever. There is an inductive charger in here, down on the armrest. Very nice. It's a small pocket. You place your phone in, and it charges. They have this top here with the cup holder and stuff, and then below that there's quite a lot of space as well. Of course, you have a huge boot. It's massive. And this, of course, has 6 seats. There's not much movement. You can't flip the front seats forward though, so you sort of have to go down the middle, as it were. So a little bit faffy like that, but it's possible. But the back seats, the middle row, is the same as the front, except there's no massaging function in them, and they're just fantastic. They're really comfy and nice. And unlike other Chinese cars, yeah, it bongs at you, but not as much as I thought it would. 88%, 323 kilometers indicated. The car's just gone 3,861 kilometers, so it's quite new. I'm currently in sport, and even in sport it's very, very comfortable indeed. We can put it back into comfort, because that's what this is all about. This isn't a sports car. It doesn't even want to pretend to be a sports car. It's just a waftmobile. It's a waftmobile of a very high order, mind you. Oh my word. 50 horses? Something like that. I have no idea what the torque figure is. It's probably plenty, so I'm not worried. Weight is 2,600 or 700 kilos. Between the cheapest version and the top version, it's 140 kilos difference. Yeah, the battery pack is smaller. It's 80 kilowatt hours in the cheap version, and 100 total, and that's 90 usable in the top version. So that's probably a lot of the weight. We now have gotten the consumption down to 385 watt hours, so yeah, we're getting there. To start the car, you just put your foot on the brake. To stop it, you have to push a small button in the center screen, though, the lower screen. But that's okay. The surface here is just ice. Sheer ice. It's been warm all day, and now it's getting colder again. It's in fact around 1 degrees, around 0 degrees outside. I didn't actually notice the ice until I was until just up the road here. No, it's icy here, and it was. This is a 2.7 ton car. I floor it here. Yeah, you can hear the ABS kicking in. I don't want to break this thing, so let's just take it easy. The heating it's working, but it's a little bit uneven sometimes, I noticed. Now I'm driving now in my t-shirt, I know that, because I'm just gonna sit there for hours, and there's no reason to have a jacket on. Really, this when I drove the BYD, the BYD tongue, I said the car didn't feel it didn't feel its size. This does. I mean, I had a Chevrolet Caprice Classic once, and that's about the same size as this. Full size American family car from the late 70s. It was like a big square box. This is the same thing. The nice thing is that you know where all the corners are. The bad thing is it's really wide. It's just. But the headlights, they're okay. They're clearly adaptive under matrix, and they're working. And you can sometimes see they're sort of work in progress. They work, and they're good, not top notch, but good. But it's gonna be a work in progress for a while. Oh yeah, this is just sheet ice. This is not fun anymore. It just went from being. We'll floor it now. Ooh, that's traction control. It still accelerates, but I don't want to bin this thing. I don't want to be the one calling Jensen Scheele and saying, hello, the Hongqi is in the ditch somewhere. That's just not gonna happen. Oh no. Just stop here, completely stop. Like there. And now we floor it. Brake. Yeah, the brakes work. Jeez. That's how icy this thing is. It's just this really, really terrible conditions. We have a consumption of actually under 300 watt-hours per kilometer since we left the petrol station and got the coffee half an hour ago or thereabouts. Yeah, 20 minutes. So you know, it's improvement, and we've been driven extremely careful to, I have to say. Yeah, now we're on the motorway. As you can see, speeds aren't quite as high as they normally are here, but not very low either. It's kind of a little bit lower than usual. So, now this is a comfortable thing. This is what this car is meant to be doing, not mucking about in some narrow, frozen back road somewhere. Sound system. That might be a little bit of a drawback. It's not awful or bad. It's just this is a car on the north side of 500,000 NOK, which is getting on to be quite a lot of money. This is closer to 1 million. So, or 100,000 euros if you want. You really. This is the sound system aren't bad, but it's a bit lacking in the mids and the highs. It's really lacking all over the spectrum. I haven't found some way to turn any kind of lane cruise control autopilot function on yet. It has adaptive cruise, of course it has. Everything has that now. I do in the situation like this, in a car like this, I really do miss a good autopilot function. Some sort of self-driving motorway function. I'm sure it has the sensors, I think, so probably come at some point. The car is online and updates and blah blah blah, so it's all there. It's all, you know. Consumption is 315, so it's not bad. It's actually surprisingly low considering what we've had earlier today. There's not really that much noise in it. There's a little bit of time noise and a bit of wind noise. But again, this is a big squared off thing. And there's a bit of noise from the roof, but not excessive. I think you're on probably on level with the Audi here. Not that far off anyway. Considering that this is cheaper, if you're gonna spec it like for like, more horsepower, much more space, and much better seats as well. Yeah. So what you're left with. Then the Audi has better sound system and probably better lights. That's it. Yeah, well, that's not worth another 10,000 euros in my book. But hey, people are different. Yeah, more happy news as well. I was negative to the sound system. It turns out that there's very mediocre sound. Very mediocre, that's not true. It's the sound on the Bluetooth that's not optimal. If you put it on DAB radio or on the other built-in web radio thingy here, the sound is a lot better. Not as good as in the Mercedes and so on, but a lot better, which is a good thing. So it's not as bad as I first thought. This car, I don't think this car is a subwoofer. If it has, it could have been bigger. But again, this is the middle tier. I might should have had it. But it's not, like I said, it's not far from a bad sound system. Far from bad. It's just not quite as good as it really should have been at this price point. But hey, that's how life is. Well, now we're at 39%, 160 kilometers indicated. We're getting very close to the game. Been doing probably close to 200 kilometers already. So, considering everything, I'm pleased with the range of this car. Charging, getting 66 kilowatt. I have a screen here. So that's actually not bad, considering we're at 38%. Blah 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 blah. It's a big battery and all that, but still. And there's no preheat. 60, almost 70 kilowatt. I think that's okay. And then you have this. Now that's really cool. So this is an indicator then. It probably stopped. That's really nice. Of course, you have the front. Yeah. I really like this thing. Very strange sitting at a supercharger in a non-Tesla, but you sit there in something that's bigger than a Model X, and just really, it's just the coolest thing. With the stereo banging out some tunes and stuff. Yeah, it is speed-wise. It was perfectly alright. We came with 38%. No navigation, no nothing. You know. So it averaged at around 67 kilowatts probably. Dipped to 65, went up to 70, 71 again. So like I said, not bad. So let's try and sum this big bruiser up, shall we? It's big. I mean, it's really it's American size big. It's bigger than our BMW IX. It's more spacious than an iX, much more spacious. There's much more usable room in this one. Even if you even get it with a Frunk, you have a much bigger boot because of the way they've constructed it. There's leather and stuff everywhere. Okay, you don't have the fancy schmancy solutions that you had in the Beamer, like the heat surfaces or the lights are better in the Beamer and the sound system is better in the Beamer, but it's not as comfortable, not quite as comfortable as this, I think. And considering that you get, they're quite equally matched on price, so sure, I'm sure the Beamer, pretty much this would do somewhere between 250 and 300 kilometers winter range, probably close to 400 summer. From the left supercharger we had a consumption of 352 watt-hours per kilometer, but we've done 46 kilometers, 46 and a half, you know, and we used what, 10% of the battery, so you do your math. It's very safe, very comfortable. Sound system is good. could be better. Actually, it could have been better, but it's what it is. It's not bad. Very comfortable seats. It's just, yeah, I'm very impressed by this thing. The world doesn't need another SUV, but make sure it's electric if you absolutely want one. And yeah, thanks to Jensen Scheele Auto for lending me the car and for allowing me to do this. I have a weak spot for big, powerful, comfortable cars. And this is, I don't need this car. If you could shrink it down to a saloon, like an A8 style, I'd love to. But yeah, if that's your thing, then you really should shortlist this. Yeah. So once again, thanks for watching. Do like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And yeah, thanks for all the new subscribers. I try to do my best. I know you're out there to try and correct me. Do tell me if the sound is better with the microphone. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.